Hi everyone, it's me Rachel, and we're gonna do cooking with Rachel tonight. And before we begin, I need to give some disclaimers. We have thunderstorms right now, so Charlie is on the back porch with the dog to keep him quiet because he has major anxiety. You are going to hear him barking in the background every time that it thunders. You may even hear the thunder. I worked a half day today. I was a kindergarten teacher and so excited to get paid to play, okay? That's all I want to say. I get paid to play. Fabulous. We did all kinds of stuff. I got to read books. I got to color. I got to do so many fun things with the kids today and help them with math. It was fabulous. Anyway, I had this, so I wasn't really sure. I had a couple of things in the fridge, so when I got home I was like, I need to figure out what I'm going to make for dinner, and I had this. It's one of these sausages, and it's the one, I probably am not pronouncing this, andouille, I don't know, I know that's wrong. Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got this a while ago. I need to use it. I got it on clearance. If you can see this, this is clearance right here. Anyway, $3.49 for this. So, pretty good deal. But I wasn't sure what I was going to make with it. So, when I got home, I did what I always do when I don't know what I'm going to make. I went online and I just typed in andouille sausage recipes. So, the one that had the highest marks was one that was Cajun sausage and rice skillet, and it's from the website www. Hold on, see, I use the scrap paper, budget bites, and that is bites like a computer bite, BYTES. I will go and put the information in the body of this. I don't know what it's called on the video. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So I went there. I picked that one because I still have it pulled up right here. It has, don't go to sleep, 223 reviews, and it has a 4.9. That's almost a perfect score. So Beth, you're doing something right. This is the first time I think I've made a recipe from this. So I've already had to restart this video because I realized I didn't plug my stuff in, like my speaker thingy right here. It's not a speaker, a microphone. Anyway, so I had to redo all that, restart ya. Anyway, as I said, I do apologize about the storm. He hates it. If anybody has any theories on what works for your dog, a lot of people have told me CBD treats will help. I have not tried that because that is not in the budget right now, unfortunately. I have used Benadryl in the past, and then I was reading up a little bit about it, and it says that sometimes it doesn't even help. You're just medicating your animal for no reason. So he was still agitated even with giving him the Benadryl. So the last time we had a thunderstorm, I didn't give him any, and it made no difference. He was the same as if I would have given him some. So we're just talking to him, petting him, that kind of thing. So let me tell you what I've done so far. I don't want to cut. Scissors is much easier. So I went and I took my scissors, and I have kitchen scissors. I only use these. I don't use them for anything else. Just the kitchen. So I have put in a teaspoon before, well, on the other video that I erased. This is the Pompian olive oil. And it's the extra virgin olive oil, the smooth one. Anyway, I already put a tablespoon in my pan. So I'm just going to heat this up in there for right now. This was a free product for me. I did a review on it. It's a great product. It has a nice flavor, and it's mess free. It has this little oh my goodness, where is it at? Okay, it has a little flip knot thingy on it, cap, and you just point and squirt. Really easy to use. Love it. I will buy it. Okay, so I am supposed to go and just put this in here. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to dice up my bell pepper. And we've had rain and thunder since 10:30 this morning. It's been about 5 hours. It's 4 something. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I went out to the garden, got wet because we're pouring cats and dogs. Got some green onions from the garden that I'm going to put on it. And I have a little cutting board right here. And I love these knives that I have. Probably need sharpened again, you know. But that's okay. It'll work for right now. Anyway, I got this knife set, and they're all colorful and everything. And they come with things on them, so you can just stick them in the drawer. Not have to worry about them getting cut or anything. Anyway, get that turned up a little bit so it can brown a little. Got my garbage right here. These are store-bought. Normally I would save the seeds if they were like out of my garden or if they were from a farmer's market, but they're from the store. And I can't honestly say that, from what I understand, some of the seeds that you get at the store, you can't grow because they've made it genetically modified things. So you can't grow them at your, on your own. And you have to have, other seeds. Because, why would they want us to be able to make our own food, right? Anyway, so these are seeds from whoever grew them, and I don't know what kind of seeds they use. So I'm going to pretend like they're the ones that I can't use, and I'll just toss them. Normally, I would save the seeds so that I can use them to plant next year. And just dry them and put them in an envelope. So, anyway, the only veggie that is in this is going to be this green onion. It doesn't even call for onions, which I'm kind of surprised about. So, once again, this recipe is called, oh, it does have tomatoes in it. I dropped my scissors, but I'm done using them, so, and I have a backup. So it's okay, everyone. Anyway, it does have tomatoes in it. I just realized. Just remembered. Now, the tomatoes I'm using are not the type that it says to use, but I don't have any fire roasted right now that I can find. I feel like I should have them, but I think I've already used them and I haven't replenished because they haven't been on sale. Get these diced up a little bit. Not worried about them being very small because we like veggies. Oh, I want to show you a couple of things when I get this diced up here. I went to the store the other day and they have this thing set up for the holidays. Let's stir this up and I'll show you. I bet this is kind of loud. This sizzling going on. Okay. It is hiding right here. I found this. I'm going to get a little close. And I was like, huh. So it's bran butter gravy. I don't know about you, but this sounds delicious, and it's a limited edition. So we bought one package because it was like $1.39 or something for it. I thought it was kind of expensive, but I wanted to try it, see if I like it, and then I'll see if I can find a recipe online that has it. Okay, so after you get your sausage going, you go and you throw in your bell pepper. And this bell pepper is one that I got at the store, and it was marked down. I got a package of 2 for $1. So this is 50 cents worth of bell pepper. And as I said, the meat was $3.49. So now we're almost up to $4, people. Okay. Get this stirred up a little bit. And I'm going to put these over here because I don't need them now. And I'm probably going to be a little bit all over the place. And I want to show you this. So this morning I have this angel wing begonia and it has flowers on it. Anyway, it's huge. So if you ever see any pictures where I'm at the window above the sink, you would see it like off to the side on the right side of the window, and it was like leaning against the window, and it was like as tall as the window practically. Anyway, this morning when I got up and I was getting the coffee ready and making my breakfast, I saw that my whole plant had just fallen over because it's got so big. And we brought this with us when we came from Washington. We moved here. Anyway, so it was time. I went and I cut it, and I'm starting it so I can, I'm hoping that it roots. So then I can go and give people some for like Christmas and stuff. That would be fantastic. So the recipe calls for 15 ounces of fire roasted diced tomatoes. And I don't have that, but I do have some mild diced tomatoes with green chilies. So that sounded kind of good. So that's what I'm going to use. And I do not have a 15 ounce one. I do have 2 10 ounce ones. So I'm putting in 5 ounces too much. I don't care. Use what you have, right? Get these open beforehand while we're waiting on that stuff. Anyway, so today, this whole week, I'm doing nothing but half days. So I'm working for a bunch of different classes. First grade, second grade, third grade, kindergarten. And what I'm doing is they're doing tests. The teachers are doing testing with the students. So while they're testing, I am watching the students. So they'll be pulling kids. So the teachers will actually be there. They just take them to a different room to do the testing. So good. This is called Splash Refresher, and it has lots of different flavors. So it's just water, and it's sugar free, no calories. Anyway, this one is the I believe, grape one. Tastes like grapes. It's delicious. Let's see, what do we need to do next? Bear with me for a moment. Okay. So I have my sausage in here, sliced up. In my case, cut up. I have my oil. I have the diced peppers. And so now I'm going to add all my spices. So this is where the list comes in. I'm actually going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spices, plus chicken broth, the tomatoes, and some rice. Oh, and I'll show you this again. But this is an old juice container, and it is perfect for my rice. So I keep all of my white rice here because we use a lot of it. And it's just easy to fill and everything. Okay. So I need a teaspoon. Let me find my teaspoon. Voila. Okay. So I need a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika. I don't even buy regular paprika anymore. Just smoked. Yep. That's what I like. Smoked paprika. 1 teaspoon. Okay, stir that. Okay, on to the next one. Oh, did you see? I think the lights flickered a little bit, people. Now we're doing oregano, and on the oregano, it is calling for half a teaspoon. Now, on these dried herbs, what I like to do is squish them in my fingers. They have been washed, but I think that when you do that, it releases the aromatics. Is that what it's called? Aromatics? Because I can smell them from way over here, and it smells delicious. Okay, probably put more than a half a teaspoon in, but my kitchen, my rules. Okay, down to 2 more. These over here. Oh, did you see my Michigan shirt? I'm sporting my Michigan shirt today. I think it's for a sports team, but I'm not positive. I don't know. It was in the house. A little big on me, but it's comfy, so that's all that matters. Okay, thyme. This calls for half a teaspoon. That's a little bit more, but hey, thyme tastes good. Once again, I am using my fingers to squish it and release all the aromatics. Okay, on to the next one, which is garlic powder. And then, of course, onion powder. And we are going to use, wow, 1/4 of a teaspoon. That is not good. I want more than a 1/4 a teaspoon. I love garlic and onion. So I'm thinking maybe a full teaspoon. I don't know, we'll find out. I didn't read the reviews. When you guys do a recipe online, do you read the reviews and see if people say, you know, cut back on this, or add more of this, or I did this. I love reading the reviews. I didn't do that tonight because I just want to get this done. Just in case the power goes out. Knock on wood that it does not. At least not before I make my food. I actually started watching a show last night on TV. It was on Hulu. We pay for the commercials. I'm not going to go and spend more money and just so I can't watch commercials. I used to sell a long time ago in my other life. I worked for a TV station. I've worked for ABC, Fox, and NBC. My favorite was ABC. Anyway, that was all back in Washington. Loved it. Loved my job. It wasn't a job. Loved seeing my people. I even had people in the Super Bowl. Fun story. So anyway, loved the job. It was absolutely fantastic. Never felt like I was going to work when I was going to work. Loved the people I worked for or worked with. Anyway, like I said, that was in my past life. And oh yeah, so I don't mind commercials because that's what I did. I sold advertising to local businesses, and I would help them make a commercial, and it was a lot of fun. Called for 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper, but I love pepper. just like I love garlic and onion. So, 1/8 of a teaspoon, really. Okay, we are done. Oh, you know what? I have to show you this. This is my pepper jar. I got this. I have a matching salt one. It's from my aunt. On my dad's side, she was fabulous. I loved her. She passed away a couple of years ago, and she wasn't very old. She was in her mid-60s, I believe. And yeah, kind of sad. Anyway, it was kind of unexpected. She wasn't in great health, but she is missed. Anyway, she was kind of sassy, and that's probably what I liked the most about her. Anyway, so cobalt blue, and me and her. So I got cobalt blue stuff from her. So I have all my spices in here now. And the next step on here is add the tomatoes and the juice. So we're just pouring the whole thing in. Honestly, it doesn't feel like there's that much juice, and that's really loud. Let me get that stirred in really good. One more. Make sure I got all the goodness in there. Okay. Make sure all this is coated. Nice. Get all those spices mixed in there. It's looking good so far, everyone. Okay. I think you can see it. Hopefully this is going to be a recipe to keep. Always a winner when I can do that. Okay, the next thing it is saying to do is add my broth and my rice. So I need this, and it is calling for 1 cup of white rice. And I think I actually might put 2 cups in here. Only because I want leftovers. So I can take them to the school and eat them for lunch. Especially if they're going to taste good. So I'm putting 2 cups of rice instead of 1. To make it go further. So that means I need to increase my water to 3 cups. Hopefully I have 3 cups in my little cup here. Otherwise I'm going to have to go over to the sink. Oh, more thunder. 2. Oh, I got 2.5. Can you believe that? Where's my water? Okay, hold on. Okay, there's the water. And my last step is going to be, I need some of this. I need this. So, if you've seen my recipes before, you know that when I add chicken bouillon, I always add an extra teaspoon. Just because, for flavor. And I don't add salt, because bouillon is salty. Okay. That over here. And throw all these things in the sink, because we are done with them. Charlie's going to have a lot of stuff to wash tonight. It's okay though. He doesn't mind because I feed him. Okay, let's get this all stirred in here. So it says that what we're going to do is we're going to let this cook. So I'm going to turn the heat up in a minute when I get it all stirred in. And Okay. I'm going to put my lid on it. So this was my replacement for the one that got broke. The other one was square, and this one seems to have as much space, so that's nice. So I'm going to turn my thing up a little bit. So what it says is we're going to bring it to a boil, and then once it gets to a boil, then we're going to turn it down and we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And we're going to, after the 20 minutes, I'm going to let it rest for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to stir everything together to make sure it's all incorporated, so I don't have like all the meat on one side and whatever. And then, oh, I can do that right now. I have my little cup. 1 second. Needed to grab my scissors. I need to chop up my onions. So these are onions that I actually had, green onions that I actually bought at the grocery store a long time ago. And they were getting, I had them in a cup with some water in the kitchen, you know, because that's what you do. And they keep growing. You know, you use what you need and then you grow it. Use what you need. Anyway, so it was time to throw them away, basically, because they were getting pretty gross looking. So instead, I had just planted my flower bed, or not my flower bed, my raised bed, and I decided, I wonder what would happen if, and so I planted them in there, and oh my gosh, they're huge. They like overdid themselves, and there's, you know, I've been able to use them for months now, and they're still going. So I went out there and it called for 2 green onions. So when I went out there and got these to use, and they smell so good. Anyway, so that is cooking. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, so I was reading or watching this show last night on Hulu. I pay for my Hulu one time a year in October. I haven't decided what I'm going to do this month or this time because of the fact that everything's on hold until I get my parents here. And I know that like the tickets could cost $300 each, up to, actually I think it's like 300 and let's say 350 per person. So I also know that I need to do one way to get to Washington to them, and I'll explain. So when I get to Washington, and then I'll make another set of tickets to come back. And how that works is because my parents are old, they're golden. They get a discount. They get a 10% off discount. But because I am bringing them here, I'm their helper, so I also get a 10% discount. So if I book a round trip for me, I don't get the discount for the second half of the journey. So I will go and be doing that. So we are at boil right now. I'm going to let that boil for a minute, stir it for a minute. It smells really good. Really good. Okay. There's that. Now I'm going to turn it down so it can just simmer for 20 minutes. So it's 19 after, so, well, 20 after. So at 5:40 my time. But my clock's fast on my stove, so I'm never late. Most of the time anyway. So yeah, that's what I have to do. and thunder just a minute ago. That's how come he's barking. So I know that I need possibly $350 for me to go down there, and then 3, 6, 9, 10. So like $1,500 at least to get down there and bring them back. So I did talk to Amtrak, and they said that I could go and I can take my electric kettle. So I can take like cup of noodles, and I can take instant oatmeal and instant coffee and whatever. I can take things like that to have while I'm on the train. And I have a little thing where you can make one plug-in turn into like 3, so I can charge things as I'm doing stuff. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So right now for this month, I believe I have a total of 8 days scheduled. So my normal bills for the month, up close and personal with Rachael right now, my bills usually run about $300, $350, and that's for everything. I do have balloon bills certain times of the year, and that's because I pay insurance once a year. I pay or twice. Well, for the house it's once a year. For the car it's twice a year. Then my taxes is twice a year. So I have taxes coming up this month. I have to pay them next week, and it's not a huge amount because the taxes on our house just aren't huge because of where we live, which is fabulous. Makes it very affordable. But my regular bills run about, I just got my power bills. I already know how much my bills are going to be for this month. So it's going to be about $300 for that and $400 for my taxes. So under $700 this month because I have the taxes. So I have to have $700 going into my account to keep me, where I need to be. Plus, I still have to have about $1,500 to go get my parents. So right now, I have about $800, and I was able to download an app on my phone for where I get my jobs, because I don't work for the school, I work for a company called EDU Staff, and they hire substitutes in a lot of different areas like Oregon and Michigan and all kinds of places. Anyway, so they have an app I go to, and I was able to set up an alarm. So I finally got it to work because it would not. I set it up so many times, and I was like, are you kidding? And because it would not stay, I finally got it to stay. So now I have this crazy notification sound that my phone makes. Thunder again. It's the rolling thunder. So I have this crazy notification on my phone, and it's just unbelievable. But as soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's a job. And so I run over to my laptop and I look for the job, and I have one tab open for the jobs, and I have another tab open for my calendar, and I look to see if we have anything going on for appointments. And if I don't have an appointment, I push accept, and I copy and paste it, and I put it in my calendar, and yay, I have another job. So I have jobs for throughout the school year, because some people have already put in that they need somebody to to go and work for them come May, April, March. And so anyway, I have jobs for then, but I need to concentrate on jobs for right now. So as I said, I need $700 for my bills for this month, and so that includes my taxes, and then I'm good. I know that we're going to have to do an oil change on the car. It's about 500 miles away, which could take us like 5 months or more to get there, but that will be coming up. Tomorrow I have to be at school in the morning, so today I had to be there in the afternoon, so I drove to work. It's a half hour, or it's a half mile away. I was not going to walk because of the weather. I would have been like a wet cat by the time I got there. So I drove in the morning. The bus used to come in front of our house and pick up the kids across the street. Now I have to walk like 2 blocks down the road, and it's uphill. Why? Anyway, so, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna, so tomorrow the goal is to take the bus so I can save on wear and tear on the car and gas. But it's all going to depend on, of course, the weather. And they have a new bus driver, and he tends to be a little early, so it's supposed to come by at like 7:42 in the morning, and he's been getting there like 12 minutes early, which is when I have my alarm set saying, "Hey Rachel, go to the bus." Anyway, so I haven't been doing the bus because of that, but tomorrow the plan is to do the bus. When I start walking out there, I should see kids out there, so I should know if the buses came or not, so then I can go in. Anyway, I just need to time it better, I guess. And I know that I talked to the office about it, and they said that they're going to talk to him because he can't be arriving 12 minutes early because a lot of the parents are complaining. So that's a good thing for me. What else is going on? We've had a lot of appointments, sometimes 3 in one day. Try to make as many, like if we have to go out of town, I try to make all the appointments that we're going to have on that day, because if I can get 3 appointments in one day done, it's exhausting, but that frees up 2 more days so I can work if there's work available. And I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. So far, luckily, they haven't got a foreclosure notice yet. Still, I'm kind of amazed at it. I told my mom that as soon as you get a notice, you have to let me know so that I can put everything in motion and figure it out. I don't know. I mean, it's like you have to have the money to go. So I'm glad that it hasn't happened yet, and I'm glad that I'm still getting jobs, but I obviously need to get more jobs, and like 15. So 15 is the amount of jobs I need right now. Yeah. So if you are praying people, please say a prayer that I get more jobs. That would be fabulous. I know that I've turned this over to God, and anything's possible with Him. So I know that I don't need to worry about it. I know it will happen. But it's human to worry about things, the little things, right? Anyway, so, okay. So I haven't decided, all this is because I haven't decided if I'm going to go and renew my Hulu. I probably won't renew it yet. But while I have it, I found a show on there, and it's called, I don't know if it's The Coroner or just Coroner. Anyway, and it's about a lady, and I've only watched like 2 episodes. It seems pretty good, but like she's got her own situation going on, and she was a doctor, and it sounds like she thought that her and her husband had a pretty okay life, except for then you find out that they've been kind of fighting, and I can't give too much away. Something happens to the husband, and he's out of the picture, and then she finds out that he was doing some things, and now her life is kind of upended, and instead of being a doctor, now she's a coroner. Anyway, and it's like showing her figuring out how it happened, and I kind of like stuff like that. I like thinking. And then during the day when I'm not working and I'm cleaning or organizing or whatever, I like to listen to audiobooks because I have an earbud in my ear, and I have Libby, which is an app that you can get through your local library, and you can listen to books or you can read them. I listen. Anyway, so one of my friends, the lovely Daphne, she lives in Northern California, and she does a book review every Thursday of some sort. And it doesn't have to be a book. It can be a recipe book. It can be a magazine, whatever. Anyway, but she got me involved with an author by the name of Freida McFadden. And every time that she would mention a book, I would see if they had it on Libby. And if they did, I would download it and listen to it. And so I have never been strayed in the wrong way by Daphne. Like, the books that she likes, I like. So anyway, she did a review about this one book. I don't even remember which one it was. Since then, I have done, I don't even know how many audiobooks. I think I'm actually getting close to running out. Luckily, Freida McFadden has wrote tons of books, and they're like thrillers, and it's like the books always have a twist, and somebody always dies or something, and it's like whoever you think is the whodunit person, it isn't. Like, after you read a few of them, you're like, oh no, I want to say it's this person, but I know it's not, because she always, has a twist in there, so I think it's going to be this person, and you're still wrong. Anyway, I just finished another one last night. I need to download another one. I had a different book that I put on hold, and we went for a walk yesterday, and I was like, oh yeah, I got my book, and so I went and I just had downloaded it, and then I'm like, what? Why isn't the audio thing coming up? And then I realized it was a regular book, and I'm like, I can't read that and walk at the same time. Anyway, so I accidentally downloaded a regular book, well, an online book, digital. But anyway, I'll just see if they have a different copy of it that's audio, because I like being able to listen to books when I am just doing whatever. It's nice. And anyway, and I really, really like Freida McFadden. Her books are fabulous. So shout out to Freida McFadden, and if you like thriller books, check her out. What else has been going on? Not a whole lot. The garden's not really doing anything. I've been getting stuff off of it. One of my friends down the street from church, she just lives a couple blocks away. She received some zucchini from one of the other people from church, and she got a bunch, so she was grating it and freezing it, and so she brought me over 2 bags that are already measured for 2 cups. So I have enough to make 2 batches of zucchini bread. Yay! Excited. So excited about it. I haven't had zucchini bread since last year maybe. And the zucchinis at the store are ridiculous. It's like, I know that I was watching a video today of Martin Midlife Misadventures, and Ashley was making a video of a grocery haul, pantry haul that they made, and she mentioned in there that she noticed that the prices of produce at the grocery store do not match up, because normally when you go to the store and you're getting stuff that's supposed to be in season, you get in season prices. And that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. And it's like zucchinis should be like fairly good prices, and they're not. We're paying $1.49 a pound for zucchini. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. I mean, the tomatoes are not very cheap. Luckily, at our grocery store, we can get tomatoes that are, like if they're getting a little older and need to be bought and used, then we can get them like that, marked down, just like I got the bell peppers. There was nothing wrong with them. And I mean, I've had them in my fridge for, oh gosh, at least a week, maybe 2. And they were fine. They didn't have any weird stuff growing on them or anything. So there's that. But yeah, what do you guys do to cut your costs and afford to feed your family? I do, because I stock up when things go on sale. I found that I know that not everybody has a Dollar General to go to, because they have really good prices on their white rice, and white rice is a great filler. But thunder, rolling thunder. I have been buying it at Walmart, so we don't go to Walmart very often. We used to go there for, when we have doctor's appointments, but we haven't had any in where the Walmart is. We've had them in the other city where the other hospital is. And so when I do order the dog food, I get it. I'm so sorry about the dog barking. When we order the dog food, we get it from Walmart, and we have it shipped to us. And if you spend $35, they don't charge you a shipping fee. And so the shipping fee is like, I want to say $6. So if I get charged a shipping fee, I could have just spent $6 in products, and got $6 more of products. I guess that's what I need to say. And so I always make sure to get my balance up to $35 before I check out of my, of the cart, whatever. Anyway, and the stuff that I get at Walmart usually gets to me within 2 to 3 days, so it's not that bad, not that much of a wait. It's kind of like getting stuff from Amazon anymore. And they have a thing of 20-pound container of white rice for $11, and I want to say it's 14 cents, something like that. So it's pretty cheap. I know some places are paying, you pay $1 a pound, or $1 a pound for it, maybe even more. So $11 for, and change for 20 pounds. That's a fantastic price. It's like 50 some cents per pound. And I also get stuff off of Amazon as well. And I being that we live in the Upper Peninsula and we don't have access to a lot of stores unless we drive, which then we have gas money. So I get the cheap one of the Amazon Prime because my income's low. So you just send in a copy of your W-2 and or your tax thingy, and if you have a low income, you get a discount. I saw that on a video and I was like, interesting. So anyway, I only pay like half price for my, but I get all the same things. I still get to watch videos, I get books, and all the things that you normally would get, but I, just giving this a little stir here. Anyway, it behooves me to have that because there's so many things that I can get on Amazon that are way cheaper, and and they just bring them right to my house. That's fabulous. But the other day they things that I buy, things that I want, I'll just put them in my cart and then save them for a later day. And so I have an Echo that I've had for years. It's like a really cheap one, and now it's like, I don't even know. It's probably like from 2019. I don't know. Anyway, so she'll say, Rachael Ray, the blah 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 is on sale today for, you know, she'll give me notifications on things that are at a really great deal on Amazon to give me a heads up. And then whenever I log in, if there's been any price changes, it will let me know. And anyway, so spices are a really great thing to be able to buy there. I got some garbanzo beans the other day. 1 pound bags of garbanzo beans were on sale for like $1.10, which is pretty good. Yeah, the Rachael, I think I told you, Rachael is cheaper there than the generic at the grocery stores. So that's where I get my Rachael. And I don't have to buy, when I'm ordering from Amazon, I don't have to spend a certain amount. But when I'm getting the animal food, Walmart is the cheapest place that I can get the kind that they eat. And anyway, when I get Tubbs food, it's like I still need to put at least $5 more on there. And when I get the cat's food, of course, cat's food's a lot cheaper, and that's when I put stuff on there like rice and just random things, because Walmart doesn't allow you to have anything when it comes to the shipping. And we are just right outside the limit for them to do the Walmart delivery. So we can't have that. We can only do shipping. And yeah, so you can't order anything that they have in the store. There's certain things that you just can't do. Anyway, I have been talking for a very long time. Nothing new there. And oh my gosh, almost an hour. So I'm just going to go and end this here. I will go and post a picture on my community page for you to go to. And sorry to keep you here for so long, and you're probably already gone, but if you are still here, if you've listened to me jabber on for 55 minutes, thank you. And you can subscribe and leave me a comment, and leave me like leave me a sunshine emoji, because I miss the sun. It's been a while since I've seen it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay blessed. Bye, friends.